Alright, y'all. I have returned back from the fiery pits of Madonna's crotch. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Is it too late now to say sorry?
Speaking of that, did anyone else see that Jimmy Kimmel clip? Like, I feel kind of bad for Jimmy. Like, this man was not prepared for her flashing the entire audience.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Like, imagine your grandma doing this. Yeah, I was not ready for today. Really awkward. Anyways, I guess I'm gonna talk about some more shitty anime. We'll be talking about Visual Prison. Foreshadow. Everyone's favorite musical anime with very attractive male leads.
What?
Psych! I'm not a teenage girl. I'm an adult. I watch very intellectual adult anime. Oh yes, we'll be diving deeper into the isekai cesspool. Another isekai shown at the top of my seasonal anime charts to now being the gum that sticks on the bottom of a dumpster behind a Taco Bell that's also located in Detroit. This anime had a solid 2 good episodes and decent progression with the first and second main girl, but then quickly spiraled out of control after he agreed to literally everything. Man, I should have known what direction this anime was gonna go after I seen his black coat. You know, using the same colors and character model as the Dollar Tree Isekai protagonist.
Straight doo-doo butter!
I'ma warn my younger audience with spoilers.
Oh no!
Still, I'ma warn you if you're not used to A, having a predictable main lead, B, your protagonist having a harem for no reason, C, having half of that harem become furries. Alright, so episode 1. So it starts out with a protagonist foreshadowing his situation, then cuts to him being alone in a cave with a redhead, looking pretty exposed. How exposed, you might ask? As much as your favorite OnlyFans girl. She is bad though. How bad, you might be asking? I'm talking Ria's Grimmery bad.
I like it, cut G.
But not season 1, 2, or 3, but season 4.
No!
Which is still a top 20 all time. Anyways, we get to see his past. To right before he gets transported. And bruh, he was just straight down bad. Like, so basically it starts out like Hunger Games, but with teams. And guess who wasn't getting picked? This guy. It's like being picked last for like a pickup basketball game. Or for dodgeball day. His classmates got all the cool powers and did not want to pick him. But to be honest, kids in every generation are assholes. Even when all they had for toys were twigs and rocks. These are the type of kids to be throwing those rocks. But, to be fair, he was smelly. Like, let's be honest here. If I'm getting transported to another world where I don't know much about it, I don't know how dangerous it could be, and we gotta pick teams basically, who am I going to pick last? They still are assholes though for this. But this part is kind of justified. This man gets roasted all day and is crying so much I would call this boy Midoriya. Like, this man straight bitch. Huh, he said the name of the title. So after he finds the nut, a monkey steals it. Then they start to worship it or something.
Hey, fight, I'm a gorilla in a fucking coop. Gonna pull up in the zoo. Nigga, who the fuck is you?
So he steals them back and starts to gobble these nuts like they're the most tastiest thing on the earth. Then he throws up because nuts were not meant to be gobbled.
Hey, yo!
Okay, so one of the monkeys catches him and then runs the fade.
Hey, fight, I'm a
And right when he's about to die, right, he gets saved. It's just this man is so musty, it KOs the monkey. Like, have you ever heard of soap, my guy? Like, I know this saved your life, but you know there's a fucking lake nearby, right? Soap did exist in your time. Deodorant did exist at your time. Cologne. Yeah. Lotion can kind of help too. See, I don't want to justify these kids like bullying him, but this man was musty for a long ass time. So long story short, cause he ate these nuts, he loses weight. There's a joke there to be made, but I don't want to make it. And then comes across a red gorilla who wants him. Wait, did this gorilla just thrust the air? Oh yeah, he lost. Yeah, he freaking lost. This scene looks directly how I think the first day of prison would go.
Don't waste no motherfucking soap in here.
I'm finished!
Don't drop the soap. Episode 2. So the gorilla is trying to be a housewife apparently and is all on him. He rejects her, but the anime was really trying to push this romance down my throat, and I didn't appreciate it. He escapes and she finds him in a cave. This OP cave monster paladin comes up, the gorilla sacrifices their life, the gorilla dies, he gets all mad over the death, and then the skeleton is asking the same question I am. Did you and that gorilla actually... The skeleton doesn't even get to finish it. He's like, yes, that's right, I did. And my head is just really not able to process what's going on at this point. He then follows that up with actually beating the skeleton, which, if you watch the actual anime, makes no sense. So you're telling me this guy beats this legendary paladin, skeleton, whatever, that's been kicking people's asses for generations. This skeleton has kicked so much ass, they had to make stories of legend for him. And you're telling me he just beat him, with little to no training. I'll be honest, nothing. He ate some nuts and that was it. Nah, I call bullshit. I call bullshit. He died with 1 hit, bro. And then the gorilla turned into season 4 Ria's Memory, episode 3. So Ria's finally puts on some clothes, and and Seiichi starts to look like an isekai protagonist with his coat on. They go to the guild, and I don't know how I'm really talk about this, but so when they walk in, you see whatever this is. You have this guy eating glass in the corner. You have a guy behind him literally talking like a baby, and the guy next to him being Gray from Fairy Tail. And then you have this nasty ass guild leader who puts all important information in his Speedo. But they wind up staying because Rias is like, they look like they're having fun. That's it. And Seiichi is just like, yeah, we should stay. This is not a good reason to stay, guys. You can find other people having fun. Or better yet, you know, worry about your own happiness is not a reason to stay. The episode ends with these guys trying to take his cheeks. So, a couple of things, right? The guild leader regularly does not stop this shit from happening, right? At all. In fact, no one tries to stop this at all. You were just gonna let them do that to your boy? But these doormats just laugh it off. And they're like, so how about that membership? Fuck your membership. Like, if any of these characters were in this anime, how do you think this anime would go? Dog shit characters already. Then we meet Altria, who has this unlucky backstory. All her friends are dead, push her to the edge. Out of all the characters in this anime, she's actually the most semi-normal. I see Seiichi is still wearing that musty ass coat. Bruh, this guy has been wearing this coat for like 3 days straight. And we know you be smelly, bro. And I know you don't like using soap. Anyways, Altria steps on the trap and is sent to a dungeon where they're separated. But before we roll right into the scene, or this idea, right? She definitely had enough time to not be in this trap. They had enough time to like scream out her name and then dash over to go get her. She could have just, you know, walked out of it. Okay, and then they have that scene where in SAO where like the kid opens up the chest. That's obviously a trap, but he's a dumbass kid, so he opens up the chest. But in this case, the chest fell into like some type of deep depression because no one opened it. I feel kind of bad for the chest, to be honest. Episode 5. They find Altria almost dead, basically. Seiichi beats the boss, and Altria falls for him. Altria then starts acting like a tsundere, and then starts running away from him. Then we run into a MILF, and then we talk to her for a bit. She tells us to go after her. And then we put a ring on her finger, which in any culture means, what, kids? Comment down below. Episode 6. He wants to get information, so he goes to the guild. Again, I don't know why he's still here, but he's here. I'm sure there are actually more qualified people he could be talking to around this area, but hey, whatever. They tell him to go to the library, and this guy gives him a map straight from the pits of hell. A map smelling like dirty ball sweat in a hot summer day, marinated with a touch of spray on tan. This man could have just given him goddamn directions. I saw the map after he gave it to him. It was literally like a straight fucking line. It's stupid. This man is just straight up disrespecting him at this point. In his face. Like a normal person would have just not taken this. So of course our protagonist just takes it, instead of asking anyone else for directions. Or, I don't know, figuring out for himself. Like I said, this guy just goes with whatever is being thrown at him. Doesn't think about anything. So he meets a furry, and then goes to a cafe. Tells a random stranger his problems, and they tell him how proposes work in his country, i.e. normal proposes. And he's like, and then he's like, I already have someone, and then he's like, oh, what should I do? And the wise old man tells him, why not marry them both? And then he marries them both. And we get that whole congratulations scene from Evangelia. This was literally like the biggest fuck you to the audience.
Go fuck yourself. 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 Go fuck yourself.
Thank you all.
Episode 7. Again, this guy is just asking to get punched. And then he goes to buy a horse. Why does he buy a fucking horse? There's really no reason for him to buy the fucking horse. There's no reason for me to be here. Why does he buy the horse? Because he's a doormat. He does whatever he's told and just goes along with it. There was literally no need for this.
That's nasty.
And then he takes another dirty ass map from this man. Why are you asking where it came from? You know the answer to this question, but you're still gonna take it because you's a bitch. But here's the thing, he had the choice between a dragon, a sentient horse with attitude, or a stupid deer. Look at it. You know this thing is a special breed of stupid. This deer is so stupid, it forgot how to breathe. I'm sorry, but how are they able to breed if they too stupid to even breathe? Bars. That's literally natural selection. How are you able to sell them? Who's buying these horses? Who's buying them? So him and the talking horse have some type of special bond like in Shrek, and they win the race. Episode 8. Oh yeah, and cause he wins the race, the horse turns into like an attractive girl. The anime got so many furries in it, I'm starting to think I'm watching Beastars. Then his wife finds this new girl in his dressing room and correctly beats his ass. Then finds out that Sarah is actually a gorilla and Lune was a horse. I don't know how you would feel if your husband has a thing for animals. Would that make you an animal? So because he won the race, right, he meets the Valkyrie Knight and the captain. And the Valkyrie captain is basically like some type of celebrity. There's no real good character arc for her. I don't know. And then we cut back to his only other friend from the other world, mainly his senpai who's getting harassed. I have a lot of problems with this. Like, at first, they just want to beat her up, which, you know, it's kind of weird you want to go beat up a girl, but all right, whatever. Which, yeah, that's the thing. All right, let's break down the scene. These two are letting him corner her, right? Like some punks, making her take action before even stepping in like, hey, yo, you too close right now. you too close. Nothing. This entire first scene is coming across like the first episode of Goblin Slayer. I'm talking like the kidnap arc of Assassin Isekai. I'm talking season 2 of Gate. Like, I'm talking that scene in Tokyo Revengers, like, you know, the whole reason the turf war even started in the first place. And if you don't get any of those references, it's probably better that you don't know. The episode ends with an intruder getting into the castle. Episode 9. He finds the intruder who's like this lolly furry girl. Wait, let me see. I count 1, 2, 3 furries up to this point. He beats her off camera. Like, the amount of time they spent on this fight scene is shorter than like the intro song. Like, it makes sense, you know, if you like had to fight your little brother and they told you don't hold back and you didn't. But I don't know how they're trying to make me believe that this kid was able to get into this castle, get to the king, you know, fight a grown-ass man who is supposed to be the strongest in the kingdom, who's also a grown-ass man. I'm sorry. So things are just not making sense. So anyways, he saves the king from this curse that no one has ever been able to heal. So of course he just wings it and cures him. And then they let this kid just go. I'm sorry, but what? I'm not looking for the harshest of punishments, but I've seen a kid tortured for less. Pause. If you haven't seen this video, then you just won't know. Okay, then back to these guys. With one of the worst dialogue scenes I've really heard in a long time. Okay, so this king is being evil for the sake of just being evil. Like, there's no real reason for him being evil. He's just evil. All right, like the demons and the humans have been fighting and really beefing for like no reason at all, And like the demons are kind of just like cool, like, you know, not trying to beef no more. And the king's just like, nah, I'm gonna go kill some more demons or whatever. I don't know. And he wants to turn these heroes into his puppets. And then after that, we get these three trying to redo Healer this girl. Trust me, there's so much of just like weird shit that happens in this scene that I'm just, I have to do a double take to make sure I'm seeing or reading this correctly. All right, so episode 10. So this woman gets stabbed by these knights. Why, you might be asking? Prejudice. This guy rightfully wants to get revenge. Then he calls the head knight a coward and a puppet. I had the coward part. He said puppet for sure. And this guy's like, no, I'm not a puppet. No, sir, you are a puppet. So you're knowingly, right, know of the problems of this country, and they're pretty big problems, being in a position to actually stop these problems, or, you know, or stop the scheming of the king, but no, you go along with it and help it in a way, allowing prejudice-based actions by your own knights to happen regularly, sending these innocent kids to their death, essentially, allowing some of them to really be enslaved. So yes, sir, you are a puppet. Episode 11. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest here. I don't know what's really happening in episode 11 at this point. So, on one hand, they're being attacked. Why? I don't know. Like I said, there's really no reason for any of this to be happening. And then on the other hand, his senpai is being ostracized at this academy. Why? Because she's strong, I guess, which is kind of weird. You see, the reason why it's weird is because her classmates are also heroes that were transported to this world. In other shows, they would respect this, or respect her for something like this, for being strong. In this same show, they literally have that mindset of thinking the entire time. They literally have an example like this in the show of them respecting the strong. They did it 2 times. They did it literally with the Valkyrie captain and with the other students at the beginning. So I don't know what logic they're applying now at this point. It's just really stupid. Also, they got rid of the 2 guys that were like with her the entire time that no one really cares about because they didn't do anything. Episode 12. So this has technically not been animated yet, but I'm gonna tell you anyways what happens because I read the manga. So Seiichi becomes a teacher. He has to deal with students bullying each other. Let's see. In this school, teachers aren't allowed to actually do anything, like disciplinary actions. They're like, oh, it looks bad on the kingdom if the heroes are bullying each other, and we take action against them. No, it doesn't. It looks like you're making them stay accountable for their actions. So, stupid logic. Even though I'm saying that, it still sounds like the best episode so far. Just because none of the episodes have actually been good. Alright, final review of the show. This anime is dog shit. When you apply basic thinking to what's going on. Like, not everything is bad about it, but it's still a 1 out of 5. Including when you add the fan service and remove the fan service. It's a 1 out of 5. Like, it's as bad as Spirit Chronicles was for me, but worse because they didn't have any good action scenes, like, at all that I liked. Like, not one. The characters are terrible. The best ones are Karen and Altria, but they're still both not good. Like, I tried liking Saria with her airhead ass, but I just can't do it. She just says very predictable dialogue and feels like she's like regurgitating the same dialogue. It's really like she's not a real person at all. Like, she feels like she's plastic, which really is unfortunate because I did like the first 2 episodes. But what's even worse is that I found the manga's art style to be really good. Like, it was easy to read, it was pleasant for beginners, so I can understand why it might have been a popular manga, but like, it just does not translate to an anime. Unfortunately, it's one of those categories. But I promise you, right, if you think this is a good anime, watch literally anything else. There are literally 1,000 better animes than this. I'm not even like exaggerating. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. I would rather watch the first 10 minutes of Dragon Ball Evolution. I would rather watch the first 4 episodes of Visual Prison. I would rather watch all of Cheat Magician. At least they had better animation. Once I realized what the characters were, it just was not fun. Also, I don't need you to recap him kissing a freaking gorilla every episode. I don't get to actually watch the anime until 3 minutes in. And can he stop wearing the same damn hoodie every episode? Go take a bath.